So I made this drawing when I was still doing a lot of speed paint, and it was supposed to be going up with the rest of those drawings, but I forgot to hit record. So I never posted it because I was ashamed. Well, I think I was mad, but I was mostly ashamed that I didn't have the process of this entire drawing. So it just kind of faded in my files before I found it again and still didn't post it up. I still love how she came out, and I am still ashamed that I never posted her. But now here she is. Now you can all see her. And if you like her as much as I do, you can actually get her in my shop as a sticker, like a pretty big sticker. I'm just still so proud of her. But then it also got me thinking, I don't really draw fairies that much, even though I love fantasy and fae and all that. So consider me surprised when I found out that there is an actual month that people use to draw fairies, which is February. So this drawing is actually the reason why I'm doing it this year and in the way that I'm doing. It's basically like any art challenge before. Fairies, pixies, elves, gnomes, you know, those, just anything fae related. So I would think any fantasy fan would really love this month, but I'm kind of surprised when I found out that this isn't really, I guess, not as official as Inktober, but I've always heard it in recent years, but I've never really seen it, especially when I was looking up information about it. So there's not really much participation going on, but I still wanted to do it because I love fantasy and I love fairies. And the other thing I really love is mushrooms. I always wanted to draw more mushrooms, so I decided to continue the theme from this drawing into February and mix fairies with all kinds of mushrooms and fungi, because I found out there's a difference. I didn't make a list and I didn't know where to start because I am horrible at decisions. So I used a book instead. So this book is called Mystical Mushrooms by Aurora Kane. As it says here, it's more connected to magic, so it's more of an introduction to mushrooms. I just decided to use the book by randomly flipping to a random mushroom and seeing what lands at each day. So for the entire month, I'm just trusting fate to give me something good. And I will be making a weekly video this entire month just because these are not going to be black and white drawings and these involve color, so those are going to take all my time for every piece, regardless of how simple it is. So with that in mind, on to the first day. And, well, for the first day, we got zombie fungus. I'll be honest, this is not one I expected to get the first day. I was kind of excited for it, but I didn't expect to get one so messed up so soon. There's a lot of these, but there's a lot of ones that seem harmful, but they're actually not that bad. They just look interesting. So for the sketch, I used the information from the book itself, which it tells me that obviously it's poisonous. Who would have thought? But then it also gave me just the basic rundown of what the zombie fungus does to ants, which is, you know, real messed up. To take a little excerpt from the book itself, once the fungus has finished its feeding frenzy, it takes control of the ant system. In this case, zombie-like control of its muscle versus true zombie brain control, sending chemical signals to it that literally and specifically affect the ant's behavior, to leave the nest and climb a nearby plant to a specific height, where the ant then locks its jaws on the plant and dies. The fungus glues the ant's body to the leaf for stability, then produces a stalk that bursts forth from the ant's head, spewing reproductive spores all over the remaining ant's territory, initiating the dance all over again. So yeah, it's kind of messed up. I had to read the book for that. So I used that excerpt to design the sketch, and it didn't really change much in the final drawing other than just looking up ant reference and the fungus reference. And man, I did not need to see so many dead ants close-ups, but here I am. Apparently ants and termites look very similar with wings on, and I don't appreciate the reminder because I had to look up what ant wings look like, and it brought me back to a memory where a flying ant flew into my ear as a child, and I had to deal with it, and it hurt a lot, and I couldn't tell anyone because I didn't know how to explain what just happened. But yeah, flying ants, hate them. Hate anything flying. Hate any bug flying. I don't like it. I don't like them. So basically to save time on the coloring, I basically color picked all the colors that I use on the drawing from the actual references I used. And it worked out really well because the green skin surprisingly was not part of the plan. I really did not plan that, and it's such a happy accident. And I wanted to make little lore pieces for each fairy that I draw. So the lore piece for this one is they don't really use their wings often because they enjoy their walks around the forest. They are not initially violent, but do not disturb them unless you want one of them to follow you home. And they'll never get close to you, they only walk nearby. They never interact with you, but they never lose that smile on their face, no matter what you do. They just simply walk around and enjoy their environment. And you know there's one nearby when you find a trail of spores, just growing small mushrooms, never near you, but always around you. Never follow the end of the trail, and if you see someone or anything else following the trail, do not go near, for it is too late and they are already mindlessly wandering after the mysterious fae who always smiles and always leaves a trail that leads you to her home. Alright, and moving on to day 2, we have jack-o'-lantern. Honestly, I forgot this was a mushroom. I remember hearing about it, and then I completely forgot that it was called a jack-o'-lantern. Apparently, it's also known as a false chanterelle, which is, ironically, the first mushroom that I drew. You'll learn that a lot of mushrooms tend to look alike, and the jack-o'-lantern is very poisonous, so you really don't want to confuse the chanterelle with this one. To get an excerpt from the book, just like its Halloween namesake, this bright orange jack-o'-lantern mushroom glows in the dark, exhibiting the eerie quality of bioluminescence, lighting paths with a spooky greenish glow for all manner of haunted forest dweller, sometimes shining so brightly that you may spy a woodland elf reading a newspaper nearby. Can you tell why I really like this book? The fresher it is, the brighter it glows. So, obviously I'm going to make her bioluminescent. Just like the chanterelle, these basically grow clusters. Or actually, according to the book, they can sometimes be found in dazzling bouquets of hundreds of mushrooms. Is that what you call it? Bouquets? Oh, okay. That's cute. So yeah, her body is basically a bouquet of these mushrooms. I thought of making her wings to be basically a giveaway, since fairy wings tend to be another form of identity. So the lore I thought would be that they basically hide amongst other mushroom species that are safe for other creatures to be around. During the day, they're nice and friendly to anyone they meet, but at night is when they show their literal true colors, for they use your goodwill against you and find different ways to prank and trick you. Most of the time they are very harmless and honestly just annoying, but if for any reason they do not like you, beware, for those tricks can become dangerous and possibly deadly depending on how much they do not like you. So if you see one, do not anger them in any way, for even if they try to trick you, you will be safe and thankfully live another day. Moving on to day 3, we got Fairy ink cap. Obviously one I really wanted to do. They're also known as Fairies bonnets, Trooping crumble cap, and Trooping ink cap. Basically, most people know them as little hats for fairies. I mean, look at them, they look so nice. Easily recognized and found the world over, the diminutive, delightful fairy ink cap is straight out of a fairy tale, where it would be at home among the trooping fairies, for it's usually found in surprisingly large groups, populating remnants of rotting tree stumps and roots. The fairy ink cap's ability to derive nutrients from decaying matter, which it also helps recycle, speaks to its energies of lessons learned and used for growth, and the ability to let go of what no longer serves. As you can see, this is what I mean, that it's not necessarily for mushrooms, it's more how it connects to witchy stuff, which I love anyway. So, as you can tell, that's the main excerpt that I use for the sketch, which is why originally it was supposed to be a wood, but as you can see, I definitely changed that to a little fairy. So all their clothes are all just different ink caps of different sizes, mostly elderly, but unfortunately things happen to those young ones, and the best way they can figure out how to use them and remember their memory is through wearing them. which I guess would go into the lore that I made. These fairies tend to recycle everything that they use, specifically their own loved ones. A group of fairies that heavily rely on the elderly for lessons. Every fairy born in this community is blessed by the eldest. The young ones venture out into the world and bring back any discovery they found useful, which in their case tends to be pretty much everything. So if something is missing in your home, chances are it is being put to good use. If you stumble upon one of their communities, the best way to make it through is to offer a gift. It can be anything so long as it does not hurt them. If you wish to see these, do not ever bring anything that may harm the woods or steal, for they may be a peaceful group, but there are more of them than you believe, and they will take back what they are owed. So for day 4, we got bird's nest fungus. What the heck is that? Considered inedible and also called elfin cups, fairy goblets, fluted bird's nests, pixies' purses, and splash cups. I have never heard of these before, but the moment I saw it, I was a little worried, but honestly I really like how she came out. So the main attributes are obviously the fact that they look like a bird's nest, but they're really tiny, by the way. If you see these, they are so tiny. So to take an excerpt from the book, this delicate mushroom, which is shaped like a trumpet, looks exactly like a tiny bird's nest cradling its precious eggs. The eggs are actually spore sacs, or periodicals. Oh my lord, I can't. Hoy. Periodicals. I probably said that so wrong. Containing millions of spores, and a single nest can hold up to 20 of these. The spores are dispersed by raindrops, which splash them out of and away from up to 6 feet, 1.8 meters, the nest. Apparently these used to be misidentified as seeds. So honestly, I'm not surprised. They're so tiny. I would also think they were seeds. The spores are equipped with a sort of bungee cord, the funiculus, oh my god, these words, which helps them find and attach to a new food source once out of the nest. Just like a mama bird. The shaggy mushroom cup or nest even has a lid to protect the spores until they are ripe and ready to leave. So I basically made that nest-like fungus part like a turtle shell, essentially. It is attached to her spine. Do not ever separate them or try to take her out, because just like a turtle, it will kill her. It will hurt very badly. It is part of their body. Do not ever separate them. So the lore I came up with this is that they are basically pretty harmless, but most of the time they're always hidden away from you. They're usually never alone and tend to fly together in a group for safety. They are small and fast, so it's very easy to miss them. But if you do want to see one, your highest chance is to wait for rain, find the spot that rains the most, be quiet and patient, for they will always open up for the rain. Never disturb them, for there are more of them than there are of you. Moving on to day 5, we got Chicken of the Woods. This one I've actually heard of before. Also called chicken fungus, chicken mushroom, crab of the woods, yellow sulfur shelf. That one's wild. Okay. They are edible, and people say that it tastes like chicken when you cook them. And to even take an excerpt from the book, when eaten young, to many this fan-shaped edible mushroom, when eaten young, actually tastes like and resembles the texture of chicken. Hence the common name. Also, apparently these mushrooms can be big. It says here, these mushrooms can grow quite large, up to 20 inches, 50 centimeters across. The largest known specimen found in the UK tipped the scales at 100 pounds, 45 kilograms. Their lovely color, which fades as the mushroom ages, can also be used as a natural dye and speaks of manifesting energies of ambition, warmth, good health, and joy. So obviously the focus was supposed to be the mushroom, and I just went crazy with it. Because they tend to grow a lot together, I just made a layered everything. Even her wings are just... But she ended up turning a little more red than I was supposed to, but I still like it. I love it. I also think she might be my favorite of the week, because I don't know, I'm just obsessed with how I drew her. I really love how I made her entire outfit, and just the expression. I'm so happy. This one made me so happy. So the lore I came up with her, they tend to be very friendly and enjoy hosting little feasts for everybody to enjoy. They are the ones who love to cook, and their love language is food. So if you ever meet one, you will most likely have a nice time. They are not easily angered. For as long as you enjoy their meals, they are very happy. All they want is to spread the joy of food to every creature that stumbles upon them. They are not easily angered, or if you somehow do, watch out, for their passion for cooking can also be a passion for fire. And you do not want to understand their fire. So for day 6, we got the fairy ring mushroom. I was also looking forward to. These are edible, but even the book says, never assume any mushroom, growing in a fairy ring or not, is edible without an expert's identification. Don't just randomly pick mushrooms, even if you think you know what they are. Most likely you don't. Other names for this is common toadstool, fairy ring champion, I can't say that word, pixie stool, and scotch bonnet. So you can really find these everywhere. But again, other mushrooms tend to also grow similar like them. And there's a lot of white mushrooms. So do not pick them, please. I'm serious. And to take the excerpt, they grow in grassy areas such as lawns, parks, golf courses, and meadows. Their complex mycelium grows in an outward circular pattern as it searches for food, causing the distinctive dark green ring of grass enclosing an area that looks very trampled, brown, and less than healthy, where the mushroom's roots and the roots of the grass compete for water and nutrients. This last fact, unfortunately, is what makes this particular mushroom a bane to manicured lawns everywhere. They can live for hundreds of years, apparently. Oh my god. Since they're always fighting for food at such a rapid pace, that's the reason why even when you take them out, they still, for some reason, come back. They're just very, very persistent. So obviously I drew her just completely surrounded entirely by these mushrooms, but also because they are very edible, even though they're very destructive. Just because they're meant for survival, I made her very childlike. I made her very not realizing the damage that she does and just so dang happy about being here, because I mean, we're all fighting for survival. It's kind of in our nature. We kind of need to. So it's not like she's really doing anything out of malice. So they really are just sweet. I also gave her the spores as freckles because, well, like I said, they keep growing and growing. Even when you think you got rid of them, they're always there. They're already there. You just don't know it. You really have to be careful with them. So the lore I came up with them is, these fairies are joyous and harmless. They truly do not know better and mean no harm. They never mean any ill will and very rarely get angry. They consider spreading their spores as a sign of friendship, so if you end up finding a ring around your house, that means they trust you enough that they are regularly coming back for a visit. On their visits, they tend to leave a little gift in the ring just for you. Whether it is something you like or need, it does not matter. It is simply a gift. Please accept it. So if you find a fairy ring in your lawn, do not worry, they do not mean harm. They have chosen a spot they believe is not only safe, but lovely enough to call a home. Those rings are a sign that they'll always come back. If you do not wish for them to be in a spot, simply pick out the mushrooms and set them in a new place where you believe they are better at. The best way really is to convince them that there's a spot better than theirs. But be careful, for this is a risk of angering them. And if they are angered, though they will never harm you directly, they will curse you with bad luck and leave signs to let other fairies know that you are not welcomed. So now moving on to day 7, the last one of this video. And we got Fly Agaric. This one, the classic. Oh my god. Apparently also called Fly Amanita. Okay. It is poisonous and hallucinogenic, so do not eat these. This is the mushroom everyone knows because of that one specific game. You know, the one that many people don't probably know. You don't know what I'm talking about. You probably don't know. But yeah, it's a pretty famous game. You probably don't know it. So of course that's not a great thing, because these mushrooms are not great for you. But they're extremely popular and pretty much the one that I think I've seen the most drawn of, which you know, with good reason. It was really fun to draw her. I pretty much made the stem her dress and the actual mushroom the rest of her. I don't know why I really wanted to make it so gradient on her legs. It's just, it looked really nice. I like the idea of making her like just covered in the spotted freckles. It was an idea I had when I was still sketching it, and I just went more ham on it when I actually made it. So yay. I'm just really happy to make really bright freckles this time. I don't usually make those. To take an excerpt from the book, worldwide, the fly agaric serves as a magical symbol of an enchanted forest and its forest fairy and gnome dwellings. In German culture, the fly agaric is even a symbol of good luck, like the four-leaf clover. There it is called the Christmas mushroom and can be found on Christmas cards and decorations alike. It adorns children's books and exists cheerily and widely in pop culture, all belying its deadly nature. Seriously, I see this everywhere, and no one talks about how bad it is. Speaking of Christmas, did you ever wonder why Santa dresses in red and climbs down a chimney on Christmas Eve? The fly agaric typically can be found growing under the birches, pines, and spruce trees, which is perhaps our first clue regarding the fly agaric's association with Christmas, and sprouts between late summer and early winter. Coincidentally, this is also the time of year during which Samhain, Halloween, occurs. Maybe not a coincidence at all, and an explanation. It's a lot. Honestly, this is one of those mushrooms that has like a lot of information on, and if you're ever curious about this book, it does say more. I'm not gonna read the whole book on here. That'll take too long. So, yeah, it is. I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that this is super popular, but I did include the hallucinogenic part in her eyes. Basically, she's silly, she's fun, she's everywhere, everyone loves her, but when you take one look in her eye, you know that she is toxic. Which goes into the lore. They are a very cheery kind of fairy. They love meeting people, they love going around places, they love seeing new things, and they are festive, they love parties, and they enjoy a very good time. Though what kind of good time depends on how tricky the fairy you meet is. They tend to be leaders and are always usually the ones in charge. They are very simple creatures who do not understand boundaries very well. All they know is that if they want to do something, everyone must do the same. But if you try to change their minds, that's a different story. But if you find yourself blindly following them or trusting them a little too much, most of the time, you just need to walk away. They do not like hearing no, they do not like disagreement, they do not like arguments, they do not like feeling anger. They only want fun. They only want to have fun. They never want anyone to be upset, you included. So if they ever decide to peer pressure you into something you do not want, simply walk away and go somewhere else. Do not ruin their fun. Do not stop them. Just walk away. They will not stop you. They will not stop their fun. And they will not do anything. Do not ruin their fun. And with that, we have finished the first week of February. I hope I got my point across amongst all of them. Again, I still think of this week, day 5 is my favorite. I love the chicken in the woods. I'm obsessed with how I drew her. I'm still obsessed with how I drew her. But the one I was most excited to draw was definitely the fly agaric, because again, it is extremely popular. Can I really draw mushroom fairies without drawing the iconic red and white mushroom? I don't think so. But I hope you guys enjoyed this so far, and I hope you look forward to the rest of my videos and the rest of this entire month. If you guys do want to see each individual speed paint, I do have shorts of them of every day. I will be making shorts of every day of this month, so you can go check out my shorts for those. I can do what I did last time with InkWitchtober, but instead of a voiceover, I just put them all in one big video of just speed paints, so you can all see them in you know, in step by step instead of like really short shorts. So if you guys want that video, it will most likely be after every single one of them is obviously done. So yeah, let me know. But until then, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my shop, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. I like that one. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of editing, which is perhaps our first clue regarding the Fly Agarics Association.